Hello everybody, welcome back. Another modified race in the SK Fixed Series this time. USA International is the track for this week. And we are sitting outside in a spot I don't really like to be in. I mean, I'd rather be fourth than second if I'm going to be in the outside row. But I just don't like being on the outside row typically on a short track. It's going to be pretty tough to not get freight trained, especially in the SKs where there's so little off throttle time and it's so hard to pass. So qualified fourth, car number 6, so not a terrible effort that way, even though it's a bit of a weaker field. Really honestly wasn't that far off the pole. I think it was like 300s or something like that, 400. So it's just all those very, very little tiny things in the SKs that add up to being quick. Just not quite there this week. So for this viewer, it said hi. Run with him in the late models before, so we'll try to stay off of him, try to not make ourselves look foolish. You mentioned he didn't want to look bad. I'm pretty sure it's going to be me that could end up looking bad, if anything, but we'll try to stay off of him. He said just a couple blinks so far. See if that's an issue, and we'll just try to see what we can do here. Try to get to the bottom as quickly as possible, lose as few spots as possible.
Okay, Jake, get ready.
Find our way.
Green, let's go,
Kind
let's
of
go.
caught us sleeping on the outside line. Team's going to try to get a run. We got the 7 to the inside right now.
Car inside, keep high.
Like I said, it's downside to starting on the outside. Much I can really do, especially when I get the car loose in the center of the corner too.
Still there.
It's not find a hole yet.
They're low.
Alright, we're gonna try to slot in behind the 14 ahead of the 8.
B6.
Back to 6th. And now we just kind of wait and see if anybody makes a mistake. And or potentially heats the tires up. 14 goes a little wide. Not quite close enough to get underneath them.
20.78. The guy behind has just done a 21.05. The guy in front.
I think the 14 is going to be the one that's going to make the mistake, so we'll try to get to his inside here. See if we can take that away, get back to 5th.
They're outside.
He's going to try to follow him through. 14's going to throw a bit of a block down the front stretch into turn 1. Oddly enough, I feel like this week there's enough looseness to the setup that if you slam on the throttle mid-quarter, you can actually get it to over-rotate. So I'm trying to watch that as much as I can. Starting to pull away from the 14 and the 8 are still going side by side behind.
The lap time was at 20.
Front 4 started to separate out their single file, although Battle Fully is pretty close. He's trying to chase the 1 down. Looks like he's starting to get there a little bit. See if I have anything at all for the 7.
That lap time was 20.78.
This time by the 7 was about half a tenth faster. Just kind of sit a little bit back off the front 4. It's not quite quick enough to be able to get to him yet.
P5.
7 grabs the wall out of turn 4. Grabs it again going into 1.
That lap was at 20.77.
See if he has any damage out of that, if it slows the car down at all. He's hanging on to the back of the 2 now. It's a pretty tight battle up for the front 3 spots.
Alright, Jake, that's good consistency. Keep it up.
He's keeping about even pace with us, and he's got the 3 behind him. See if the 3 has anything for him. Trying to do what I can to drive as efficiently as possible, but see if I can catch up. We've slowly caught up to the 7. Looks like the 2's trying to get inside of the 1.
0.89.
Have to keep our eye out in front just in case there's contact. Avoid a wreck or anything. Just work to the inside of the one. Side by side, that's going to tighten everything up front. One holds some off, goes back to the point. Pull away from the 3 and the 8. 3 got by the 8. A little loose there in the center of the corner. Overshot turn 3 there.
I think I said that a lot closer than I anticipated doing. Sorry.
You've
Just
just
another
done a
move again by the 2
20.90.
up ahead inside of the 1. Just trying to drive as smooth as possible, take advantage of this holding them up, just allowing me to close back up into this battle.
Good consistency.
2
Keep them
takes
coming.
over the lead, 1's going to try to go back, 7's now going to look to the inside of the 3, so I'm guessing those wall hits didn't really affect his car that much. Can't tell if they contact with the left side, the 4 or not. Called that wrong when I said the 3. The 3's
The guy
behind us
behind
still.
is now 1.72.
Let's see if we can try to get to the inside of the 4 here. Watch for the 7 making contact with them, but
Right side.
try to freight train them. Grab
Clear high.
4th place away, that'd be great.
B4.
Quite close enough to do it with the 7. Couldn't quite take the inside away from the 7, but gets us 1 spot. Seen opportunities are few and far between in this series, for the most part, so gotta take advantage of them when they present themselves. A few laps away from halfway down. Seven's still getting a little loose off the corner. I'm like, if I can drive it smooth, got a car that's better than he does. Just gonna have to wait, try to cut underneath them off a corner. Hopefully complete the pass on the other end.
That
Track.
lap time was 20.91.
Like to do it before the GeForce gets back to us. Not at all worried about the 8 and the 3. They got their
The
own
track
battle
temperature's
going on.
rising. It's now 97 Fahrenheit.
We're quite a bit ahead of them.
You got one right side.
That was the mistake out of the 7 I
He's
was
still
looking
there.
for.
He's still there. He's still
Keep
there.
there on the bottom off of him. He's going to have the momentum
there.
down the straightaway.
Still there. Still there. Clear up high.
Okay, Jake, that's half distance. You're looking good for fuel. P3.
Halfway down into 3rd. Quite away from the 7 quite as much as I would like. I don't think we're going to have enough pace for the 1 and the 2. They're going to have a good battle. They're almost a second and a half up front. 20 laps, that's quite a bit of a gap to make up. Drove 3 and 4 there a little bit. So you got a good battle for the lead, and then you got a good battle for 3rd through 5th now. Just gonna have to do as much as I can to keep this thing rotating
time
through the
was
corners without
21.00.
sliding it. Not also getting tight off the corner. Although for me this week, it doesn't really feel like it's tight off the corner. Honestly, it almost feels like it's bottoming out in the straightaways at points.
You've just done a 21.00.
keeping even pace. The 1 and the 2 up front, so I guess if there's any consolation, you know, I was on pace with them at least.
P3.
Starts to pull away
21.00.
Oh wow, really terrible. 2 just overdrove it. Thankfully, the 7 got loose behind, couldn't take advantage of it. That was a case of me getting on the throttle too hard in the center of the corner and just over-rotated the car. Really lucky I made that mistake.
That was 21.13.
Looks like the one's falling off the back of the 2 just a little bit.
Your last lap time was at 21.00.
Trying to hang on to third. We're starting to separate out a little bit here. A little bit of gap in between each other. Lap 30.
That last lap was at 21.03.
Next time, did a little bit more of that over rotation. Just got lucky enough that 7's not quite close enough to do anything with it.
That lap was at 21.09.
Definitely need to learn how to drive this thing a little more on the edge if I want more pace. At least with this setup this week, it's the case. Also probably turning in a bit too early, which means I'm putting too much wheel in the center of the corner. That's kind of helping it over-rotate a little bit compared to what the front runners
Okay,
are
Jake.
running.
Lap times are pretty consistent.
A little bit of a layer entry, kind of cut down move. So we're not quite so much wheel in the center of the corner. Just means you don't get as loose when you get on the throttle. See if the 7 can hold off the 4. Just trying to inch there. Weigh about a 1/10 on the 7. 35 now.
Just done a
5 to go next time by. One's gonna try to take a look to the inside of the 2. The 2 recognize that the 1 was faster, gives him the spot. Fortunately, they are so far ahead that without one of them wrecking,
21.11.
no shot getting either one of them. Which I don't think is going to happen. But hey, we've seen crazier things happen.
That last lap was at 21.14.
He's looking like he's driving a bit defensive to take the inside line away down the straightaway from the 2. I don't know if the 2's quite close enough. It's pretty close. It's hard to tell from this far back.
Lap times are pretty consistent.
I feel like I'm about a 3rd place car. Maybe 4th, depending on what the 7's doing pace-wise. Haven't really looked. Lap times.
2 laps left. Come on, you're looking good for a podium.
Yeah, about a 4th place car right now. So we're slightly overperforming. But I'll take that. White flag now. side by side between the two and the one up front. They have been going at it all race.
Last
Good
lap,
for them.
looking good for a podium. The
Seven
lap time
drove
was
it
at
indeed.
21.15.
Should be able to survive him, assuming I don't make any mistakes. So bringing home the third place. I'll take that after getting Freight Train back to 6th.
Whew, that was a race.
And
Nice one, Jake. Great
fortunately, we're
drive.
never
That's
part
a
of the battle
podium.
up front,
Oh, yeah,
but
that's a race, man.
it was a lot of fun to at least battle with
I was
the
hoping you would shred up those
4
rear
and the
tires
7.
leading for that long, but it just seems like the guy in second is always going to be faster.
Cars everywhere, just trying to find a spot excuse me, to pull over stop. So yeah, that was actually that was a lot of fun, really. I enjoyed that we had some good battles. See how bad the tires were. 92, 84. Yeah, definitely sliding it. I need to work on not quite sliding the right rear so much, giving myself a better drive, but just really working on kind of hanging that right rear out a little bit, getting it able to rotate around a little bit better. But overall, pretty fun race. Really not much to look at. I mean, we had some good battles, but it was clean. There was no contact. Just got a couple spots that we got by somebody getting freight trained. Kind of what happened to us off the start. And overall, it was a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. It's nice to have a good race. Even if we finished in the back, it was a clean race. It would have been fun. Not really anything bad to review in terms of wrecks or anything like that. So try to have more of that going forward. And hopefully you guys enjoy that one. So until the next one, I hope all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.